3:30 to go. It's a 4-point game, and you close on a 12-0 run. What did you feel from your team there late in terms of just executing on both ends?
Yeah, got some stops, and then a good execution down the stretch in that part of the game when things stall, and you got to just execute in the half court in that area of the game and hold a lead, not turn it over. I thought for the most part we were really good there.
And how about the start that Chet got you off to? Just the defensive activity. I think the first 7 minutes he had 2 blocks and 2 steals.
Yeah, I mean, he was really good to start. I mean, we've played a lot of the 4, him at the 4, for a couple different reasons. You know, we really overloaded that, but certainly him at the 5 is an option for us that we want to keep live. And we did that in Boston. We've done it in parts of the game since then, and we started with it again tonight. And every time we go back to it, it seems to be very sharp. So we think we know what we have with that. We'll continue to develop the other lineups and the other looks, but it's obviously very effective when we move him there.
Had multiple guys with multiple steals and/or blocks. Would you just talk about the activity that you guys showed on the defensive end from the start?
Yeah, pretty good defensive night. I thought for the most part, they hurt us on the glass at different times. Hardaway got going in the first half, obviously, but I thought for the most part it was a pretty strong defensive night, especially in the second half. I think we held it out at 50 points in the second half. So, obviously good things there, good things on offense. It was a good game for us, good look.
We go Myron and then Andrew.
It's kind of one of those games you guys led, but they kind of kept hanging around. I mean, is that the kind of game that can help maybe the playoffs? Because you never really ran away from it.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's as scrappy and as relentless of a team as there is. I mean, they're playing at an unbelievable baseline in terms of effort. Even with the start we got off to, I mean, they stabilized the game, and the first half did so again in the fourth. But they've done this all year. They've played, like I said, to a very high bar in terms of their effort, defense, physicality, competitiveness. That's why they're in the position that they are in the East.
Anything different in the second half? I mean, Hardaway had 21 at half, only 2 the second half.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything, a little bit of transition, a little bit of second chance. And I just thought we tightened the screws in all facets of the game on the defensive end. Our defense, I thought, was better in the second half than it was in the first. And we got him in check. I mean, he's obviously a really good shooter. He's capable of huge nights.
We go to Andrew Myron, please.
Chet seemed to really have it going off the drive tonight. Where have you seen progress in his game there?
I think everything plays off his jump shot. I think even the drives tonight they came usually off of him looking at the rim or shot faking and being a threat to shoot. So I think everything stems from that. I mean, he's a dynamic 3-point shooter, and when he tees it up, looks at the basket, has his shoulders squared, defenses have to make a decision, and he's obviously a potent shooter, so they're going to close hard to him, and that opens up the rest of his game. So I thought he had a good balance tonight, found good threes, even though it wasn't his best shooting night, but I thought that opened up some of the driving in the rest of his game.
I don't know if you have any commentary on the shoes you're wearing tonight.
Yeah,
You did pregame?
Yeah,
Okay.
Autism Awareness or Acceptance Month, and all head coaches, all 30 head coaches this week will be wearing those shoes to bring awareness to autism. Everybody's different. 1 in 37 children is diagnosed with autism. People with autism experience the world in different ways, and all the head coaches are wearing those shoes to promote kindness and inclusion and support.
Thanks.
You guys didn't shoot the 3-ball well tonight. The league went 4 from 9 from deep. Can you kind of just speak to the value of a guy like that? Where it seems like he has a knack for whatever you guys need on any given night. He's able to step up.
Yeah, I mean, and his defense. I thought his defense was really good at different parts of the game. We moved him around a lot tonight. If Cunningham had played, he would have taken that assignment, more primarily. But we had him on Schroder, we had him on Hardaway, we had him on Harris at different times. So did a great job on that end. And then offensively, he continues to just hit big shots, step into every shot with confidence. Made a couple big ones late there, and continues to play a great, stable role for us on that end of the floor.
You guys are seemingly playing some of the best basketball this season that you guys have had, but you're looking at the win-loss record, 64 wins. The other night you mentioned that we're still trying to get better. I just wanted to ask, what are sort of the points of emphasis, or where do you feel like you guys can still improve?
I mean, a lot of it's just fundamentals. That are relevant every single night in the NBA, including in the postseason. You know, and keeping those sharp and top of mind is critical. And then as we face different opponents, you know, we see different styles. We saw, you know, 3 of the fastest transition offense teams in the league leading into this game, and then tonight a very physical, high pressure team defensively that really forces you to play with a lot of force. And Houston is similar, you know, so combination of our fundamentals and then what our opponents will throw at us. And we've played quality opponents for a stretch now and have quality opponents coming up. Everybody has something to play for. And so it's good. It sharpens our blade. It tests us, forces us to rise to a certain level if we want to win.
And then post All-Star break, you mentioned just experimenting with the lineups and just trying to see more and more data of like what's there. Is that still an ongoing thing with a handful of games left, or do you feel like you've sort of seen the pictures and gotten a sample size of what you want?
It's ongoing. I mean, we've done it for 5 years, not just since All-Star break. We did it pre-All-Star break. I mean, the team's constantly changing. We got young players. And we constantly want to understand what we have. It's always educated guesses, you know, we're not just reckless with it. You know, we're doing things that we think can work either now or in the future, both. But yeah, I mean, we're going to continue to be aggressive in understanding what we have. It's benefited us to this point, and we want to have as many tools in the toolbox going into the postseason as we can have.
Ended up winning by 16. This is a very scrappy, physical, tough game for you guys. How important is it to have those games down the stretch? You guys haven't had many of these types of games, but going into the playoffs, how important is it for you guys to just get those type of experiences?
Yeah, I mean, we take whatever experiences are dealt to us and try to play them as best we can. I mean, if you're playing with a large lead, you know, there's benefits from that too. You know, just in terms of staying focused, not playing the scoreboard, working on our habits. I mean, it takes mental toughness to play with a lead. It takes mental toughness to play with a deficit. And then in the close games, you know, it comes down to execution. And I thought we executed really well down the stretch tonight on both ends of the floor.
Coach, there was a lot of chatter there at the end of the game with Dennis. You care to share what he was talking about?
We love Dennis and have nothing but respect for him and Detroit. I mean, that's a really quality team that's really punched all season. They play on an empty stomach, and we have a lot of respect for them. So he took issue with us going and trying to score on the last possession. We meant no disrespect. We love him.
Anybody else? Thank you, Coach.
Yep, thanks.